Hi everyone, this is Mary Flower, and it's been kind of crazy lately, hasn't it? Probably for everybody. But I do want to show you my new Made by Fairies for this year. And you can look in some of my other videos and see some of my older older Made by Fairies, similar to this. I'm going to show you these here in a minute. This is a video I did on like last year's Made by Fairies, and I did a video of how to put funny little things in it and document what the fairies find and things like this, stamps, whatever you want to put in here. I'm probably going to put more crazy stuff in this and do another video on this, but you can watch that. And so, and it tells about, the idea and concept of, making this Made by Fairies and how they collect things. I'll do another video just on this one, but not right at the moment. I just want to show you all the new ones I've made. And the fun thing about this, let me turn this a little, is I took an old, I found it at the thrift store, an old, a piece of fabric, big one, just for a couple dollars. That was, I think it was probably from India or someplace, and it was basically orange. And I threw bleach on it and sprays on it and ripped it, and really, I really abused it. And then I glued it to my funny little pieces of this cardstock that had these little. Oh, I found those at the thrift store too, and they were just the right size for this. And then what I would do is I sewed these on the machine, and then I added some of these things on the front. Let me see if I can bring it close. Beads and other kinds of pieces of fabric and weird things, and little moss, and it turned out really good. I like the colors in them. This year is kind of more orange and yellows and a little bit of rustic colors, things like that. And it already had, stitching throughout it quite a bit, and which I really liked. And it had these little tiny mirrors like they do kind of in the Indian fabric. I'm not sure what they use it for, but it was kind of a fun find. And I still can make twice as many as what you see here. And let me kind of show you what I did on the inside. I used these, and if you can see, I took gold thread to sew on all the funny little beads and things on the front of this. And then the papers I used was this deli paper that I added gold and watercolor to. I found these like invitations or something, but they look like handmade paper, and I put those in. I put these leaves. There's actually silk flowers, but they look kind of fun in here, I used flower books, like the Edwardian diary of a diary of Edwardian lady or something like that. I can't remember, but has beautiful pictures and illustrations in it, and little pieces of paper. This was some of my hand-dyed paper that I just crunched up and dyed it and then let it dry. It took a lot of work, but it was fun. I used old children's books, and I like the more yellowed older ones. And as you can see, more of the same here. Older pieces of music that I ripped out and did it to approximate size. And I tried to rip most of the edges on purpose because, maybe fairies have little scissors. I don't know, but I like it this way. So as you can see, this is also some of my hand-dyed paper, and little pages from old fairy tales and things. It has one signature in this, and they're pretty simple, but they did take a lot of work, and the covers were the most work, but all of the dyed papers were a little work too. Here's some more of the leaves, the paper that looks handmade, and then I like this because it just kind of is, you know, it just looked like the fairies made them. Well, actually they did, or actually, but that is my new Made by Fairies for this year, and I will be putting these either in the local store, but I don't think they've changed the owners, and so I'm not really sure if I want to go there anymore. But I'll just show you these because it's possible that I'm putting these either on eBay. I'll probably put them on Etsy because I finally figured out how to use Etsy. But I've been so busy, it's been hard. See, even on some of these, I've used jewels and things of that nature. And I used these this old cording that I kind of pulled apart and tied funny and used it as a tie. And I like it because it gives it that same found in the forest type look to it. But I'll show you some of the covers. I just love how these turned out. I'll pull this to the side and show you. They're each a little different, but they're basically all done the same way. And some of them even have, I'll show you, kind of a thing where it looks like fairy hair in them. And when I come across one, I'll show you. I put some of that in here. But the little jewels and everything, they're pretty fun. And be sure to watch, if you get these, be sure to watch my video of what to do with your little Made by Fairy books. See, right here, I found some, I don't know what it was, looked like, like mohair or something, and I used it to make it look like the fairies cut their hair, and I put it in here with it. But they just have a magical, fun look to them. Let me see if I can, I'll move this out of the way, the tie. See another piece of the fairy hair right there. But they each have their own little personality to them. And which I didn't want them to be exactly the same, of course, because little fairies, they're very creative, and they like to use the stuff they find in the forest and like to collect it because that's what they do. And I'm even considering doing little packets of fun little things that you could buy. I'll do another video if I do that. Of things that you can include in here, like old stamps and little fun, really cool pieces of twigs and little leaves and fairy wings and things like that. And I'll probably do another video on that because I'm kind of putting that together too, so you can purchase that along with it, which won't be too very much. So anyway, there's my Made by Fairies this year. They're each tied with this funny, crazy rope that looks very, found in the forest look. And so, give me a thumbs up and leave a comment. I love your comments. And if you want them, I'm going to put a link. So you guys have a nice day, and don't get too crazy and panicky out there. All is going to be good. And you guys take care. Thanks. Bye.